we'll go ahead and call this meeting to order. Mr. Jeter, do you want to lead us in an invocation and pledge allegiance?
I will. Stand. Lord, thank you for giving us our health. Pray that for all the people in the meeting that everything goes good. Pray that you'll guide us and lead us when we make decisions for the county, that we make the best decision we possibly can. Yes. Pray for our troops wherever they're serving. Pray for our police officers. Pray for the all our emergency responders and all that. We ask all this in Jesus' name. Amen. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Mr. Wilson, can you give us a roll call, please?
Yes. Daryl Jeter, District 1.
Here.
Michelle Glover, District 2.
Here.
Eddie Skeen, District 3.
Here.
Michael Bricky, District 4.
Here.
Danny Castile, District 5.
Here.
Chris Manus, District 6.
Here.
Stephanie Addington, at large.
Here.
Mr. Chairman, you do have a quorum.
Has everyone had a chance to look over our agenda? Are there any changes, deletions, modifications that you'd like to make? Has everybody approved the agenda as it stands? Do I have a motion for that?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All right, Mr. Jeter makes the motion. Ms. Glover seconds. Everybody voting in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries. Have you all had time to look over the minutes for January 29th, 2026? Are there any changes, additions, deletions? Hearing no changes, do I have a motion to approve the minutes as they stand?
I'll make that motion.
All right, Ms. Glover makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Ms. Addington seconds. Everybody vote in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, approve the minutes for January 29th. Now we're moving on to minutes for February the 4th. Has everyone had time to look over those? Are there any changes, additions, deletions, or anything like that?
I do have one correction.
Okay.
February minutes, under supervisors' comments, I said in reference to the Weber City Hotel project being discussed at Republican Party meeting, I said that Mr. Kilgore was discussing that. I think the minutes indicate John Kilgore. So they should be Mr. Kilgore instead of John Kilgore.
Terry. Correct.
Terry Kilgore, yes.
All right. Do we want to, are there any other changes, additions, deletions, modifications? All right. Do I have a motion to approve the minutes with these changes in there?
So moved.
Mr. makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Skeen seconds. Everybody vote in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. Sorry. We have a couple things extra to do today, so I was just making sure. Citizens expression. Let me pull up my. Okay. I have a little rules here to read. Citizens expression period is a point in the meeting when anyone who wishes to address the board may do so. If you wish to speak, please come to the podium and state your name, where you're from in the county, and or what organization you represent. The board may or may not respond to anything you say, but we will take everything you say into account in making future decisions. Please keep your comments concise and businesslike. If no one has signed up to speak, we have no particular order. This morning, we have Peggy Tice, Natalie Patterson, I'm sorry, and Kevin Barnett signed up to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry. And we ask that you take turns and speak your business. Any action will be considered after we close citizens' expression. Ms. Tice, if you want to come up. I don't like to keep you waiting.
like we was just here. But I'm Peggy Tice from Snowflake Road. And back again about dirt roads. And anybody that has driven on a dirt road, you think no need to tell you what it's like. Potholes, whatever, washboards and all that. And I would like to get Scott County not to be the second, have the second most dirt roads in Scott County. And I was able to get an appointment with the Secretary of Transportation, Nick Donahue, in Richmond. And I asked, since Eddie was the District 3 supervisor, I asked him to go with me. And we got to talk to him about what all the dirt roads that we were wanting more funding for dirt roads in Scott County. And that seems to be the problem, funding for dirt roads. And so, but I really believe that Nick Donahue really listened to us. And they know in Richmond now that Snowflake Road is a problem. But all dirt roads, I'm just not talking about the Snowflake Road. And we discussed funding and also money being transferred from one pot to another. And so VDOT, if they had more funding, they could do more. You can't do anything without funding. And I know Mr. Sumter could really use more funding for dirt roads. And maybe this will help Mr. Terry Kilgore to help Scott County get more funding for dirt roads. And I know the 6-year plan seems like nobody likes it, but that's probably here to stay, maybe. But we're still trying. We're still trying, as they say. The squeaky wheel gets the grease, and we're squeaking, and we're not going to stop. But the biggest problem is funding. And I read in the paper about if you've got potholes or whatever, well, we would stay on the phone to be not giving work orders for potholes, whatever. But I understand main roads has to be taken care of also, but we don't want to be forgotten either. And another thing, what I would like to know what the update is on Riverside. And then another thing, when you drive up and down the road, all the trash that's on the road. And I just hope that, well, Snowflake Road is on the 6-year plan. And I just hope and pray whenever it comes up for paving that there'll be funding. And like I say, anybody that's driven on a dirt road, you don't have to be told anything. And I want to thank our servicemen and women, past and present, for their service. Thank you all, and you have a good day.
I want to thank you for inviting me to go with you and for your persistence in staying on this topic. You probably have been to more meetings than most of the supervisors here. Mr. Tudor might be the exception. But I appreciate the fact that you're staying on it and that you invited me to go with you. I'll cover some more details about our meeting later.
I would say that it's my day with my mom. Thank you all.
Thank you. Yeah, I reckon in Richmond's past session, legislative session, there was talks of actually cutting the dirt road budget by a pretty significant amount. I'm glad that we've got people up there fighting for us to keep that amount the point it is. We barely can get things paved as it is. All right, sorry, moving on. Next one. Natalie Patterson. Sorry, I got you down wrong there earlier.
Oh, no worries.
I couldn't read Mr. Wilson's writing.
Good morning. Good morning. This is my first time being here, but thank you. I just want to say my husband and I moved here 5 years ago. We live in Nicholsville. And the first thing I said when I moved here was, I am just in awe of the beauty. Just one of the most beautiful places I have ever seen. And we have traveled to many places. I'm originally from North Carolina. My husband's from a little bit everywhere, but I've traveled everywhere. We've traveled all the time on trips in a lot of North Carolina, South Carolina, I'd say Georgia. So when we moved here, and I do have grandparents that were from the other side of Virginia. But I was just struck of the beauty here. But what concerned me when I first moved here was the trash. I saw it then, but it wasn't so bad. And I had friends that were already picking up on the side of the road all by themselves. And I started to do that. And then I thought, well, I need to make some phone calls and let's see what's going on. And just didn't seem, I'd see people on the road picking up now and then on Nicholasville Highway. But then I'd address the issue again. But to be honest, it's been 5 years and I think it's worse than it's ever been. And I have so many people that I go to church with and other people are talking about this issue. They don't understand. Why is it getting worse? What can we do to change this? I mean, my husband, I've been on the road myself down the highway picking up trash, and he's like, that is not safe. You don't need to be doing that. And I said, well, I can't stand to see it. It just breaks my heart to see the, really, to me, disrespect of this beautiful place. This is a generational heritage for most of these people. I mean, and y'all are so blessed to say this is my land and it's been handed down to you generation to generation. I'm like, oh my gosh. And just to see how people are treating it, it really upsets me so bad. And I'm a nature lover. I love the mountains, I love to bike and hike, I love just everything about nature. The birds, the animals, the plants, and when I see it, it just tears me up. Because, you know, not just what you're seeing, but what is it doing to your property? You know, it causes pollution. Pollution leads to going into your waters that you drink. A lot of this stuff never goes away, like plastics never go away. It gets into the water system, it hurts the animals, it hurts your land. And people that are big hunters and fishermen, I'm like, do you want this stuff in your water? Do you want to think you're drinking this? But, you know, it's just a huge, huge problem. And I had a friend say, what about forming a committee that would just concentrate on this? If it's a sheriff, if it's some of you, if it's some of the community, and just have a whole separate group that would address this matter more. And I do believe we need to start in the school system when kids are young, and not once a year, but maybe once a month, and get a group that goes in and explains to children from the get-go what litter does. You know, what was the saying? Give a hoot, don't pollute back in the day. But what can we do to start planting the seed in the youth, and then, you know, even put something on the front page of the newspaper and draw the issue more to everybody's attention about this. And, you know, as I always say, plant the seed. It starts somewhere, and then that might rub off on somebody else. But I'm willing to do whatever I can. If it's volunteering, if it's whatever, just, you know, I'm here to help. But I just wanted to address that today because I don't know what or who I need to, other than I've talked to Eddie. He's big on the trash. What can be done? But thank y'all for listening to me today.
Thank you.
By the way, I will be discussing that in more detail at the end of the meeting. I know you need to leave, but watch it on YouTube or something. We'll be talking about it.
Thank you.
Mr. Barnett?
Wait.
No, Mr. Sorry, there's a couple more people coming.
It's okay. Good morning. I'm Kevin Barnett, Vice Mayor of Town of Gay City, and I'm here as a representative for the town. We're seeking a letter of support from the board for a project that we've got that has kind of come on quickly, and we're gonna need a quick response from you guys, and I've got a few bullet points here I wanna read about that. It says, "Thank you, board, for continued support of public safety in Scott County," and that's absolutely true. The town of Gate City is submitting a community project funding request through Congressman Morgan Griffith's office for assistance in purchasing a new fire truck for the Gate City Volunteer Fire Department. The department's primary truck is a 1996 Pierce Saber, nearly 30 years old, and it's experiencing a lot of maintenance problems. Due to the truck's age, repairs, and becoming frequent parts that are needed, we need to replace that sucker. He's getting rough. Gate City Volunteer Fire Department is 100% volunteer with 15 active members and responders to over 200 calls per year. The department covers approximately 88 square miles of Scott County, including the town of Gate City, and works in mutual aid with the other 6 fire departments in the county. The department has mutual aid agreements with the 6 other fire companies, and Scott County responds across the county when needed under those agreements, and we use that equipment. This project is about ensuring reliable fire protection, not only for Gate City, but for the broader Scott County community. The cost of the new fire truck now exceeds $1 million, which is difficult for a small rural community to fund locally. If we get this project, it will be 100% funded. It won't cost the county anything. It'll be brought on by the project. The town respectfully asks the Board of Supervisors for a letter of support for this project to help ensure reliable fire protection for our community and surrounding areas. Any questions?
Are you saying that there's an opportunity here through what to get?
Through a grant program with Morgan Griffith's office.
Okay.
That we've applied for. And there's kind of a time crunch, so we need to sort of get that letter of approval from you guys, or for support, if you're willing to do that fairly quickly.
Yeah, I think it's a great opportunity, you know, if awarded through, and I believe it would be through the congressional spending, to get Congressman Griffith's support on this would be great. And, you know, I think Friday maybe is the deadline on this, so up against it. But, yeah, I could get a letter, if the board so chooses, prepared and sent over to them.
We'll take action after public comments close. Or sorry, citizen expression, not public comments. But thank you, Captain. Anything else?
Not for me. You guys, anything or any questions?
How many miles does that 96 truck got on it?
I personally don't know right off the top of my head, but I imagine it's quite a few. We've had it for a while. But now the fire trucks, as they age.
Bottles and your pumps.
Yeah, well, I've been told that over time the pumps degrade.
They do.
And it gets to be a real issue. Very expensive to repair, so it is something that we are going to have to replace at some point. This is something that if we jump on it now, it's going to save us a whole lot of money, and it is a really good opportunity. The fact that it's no cost to you guys at all or to us would be a wonderful thing. Anything else?
Thanks for finding you.
Thank you.
Sir?
I'm gonna let Bobby go first.
Okay, Ms. Powers?
I didn't know if anybody wanted to go.
I think there's a few more people like that.
Yeah, she's got a headache. I'm gonna let her go first.
Good morning, members of the board. I'm here to address a growing crisis of fiscal and procedural mismanagement that has moved far beyond simple administrative errors. As this board is aware, I have an active case in the circuit court regarding the legality of cross-border sharing agreements and the improper censure of board members. However, after leaving this meeting today, I will be filing a formal supplement to amend that first case. This will include the discovered $2.5 million deficit in Head Start funding and the confirmed overspending by the school board. We have a superintendent and a school board that appear to believe they control the purse strings of this county. They do not. Under Virginia Code 22.1-91, no school board is permitted to spend or contract to spend money in excess of what this governing body has appropriated.
The law is explicit. Violating this section constitutes malfeasance in office. The auditor has confirmed that the school board spent more than they were allotted. If we want to see what happens when a local government allows this kind of unchecked fiscal drama and lack of dual controls to continue, we only have to look at the town of Pound. Pound is currently facing the potential cancellation of its town charter and total disincorporation because of years of documented mismanagement and a failure to maintain basic fiscal integrity. By allowing the school board to operate a $2.5 million ghost budget for the Head Start, where funds are missing from the books, yet the program remains operational, this board is enabling the same systematic decay that is destroying Pound's ability to exist as a legal entity. You have a fiduciary duty to the taxpayers of Scott County. You cannot stand by while millions are moved between accounts without transparency, while the superintendent ignores the statutory spending limits set by this board. I am putting you on notice today. If this board continues to choose silence over oversight, you are just managing a deficit. You are managing the end of public trust in Scott County governance. My supplemental filing will ensure that the court looks at the whole picture, from the kids crossing the border to the millions missing from the budget. It's time for the purse strings to be pulled tight by the law if they won't be pulled tight by this board.
Thank you, Ms. Harris.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen of the board. My name is Christina Hurd, and I'm back again. Last time I came in here and I talked to everybody about working in unity and let's get stuff together and work as a group, and I just want to say that the last meeting, as watching it, it was extremely embarrassing. I felt like I was watching a group of toddlers fight over who has the best crayon. So moving forward, I hope that you all look and think about us that are watching you at home, because we do look up to you for everything. I just want to let you all know that. The second thing that I would like to talk about is the cancer research that I have, myself and Megan have been doing. We have been getting no help on this at all. We have tried going to like the EPA and all of that, and we're getting no help. We're stuck. So if anyone here could help us, we would greatly appreciate that. And the last thing that I would like to talk about is the Commissioner of Revenue's office. I went in there because I received my bill, I paid my bill. And I saw on the internet that, well, you could have been overcharged. So I went into the office and I said, hey, I'm just checking to make sure. Sure enough, she overcharged me. And she kept telling me she was going to send me a bill, send me a bill. I'm like, no, Miss Tiller, I've already paid. And I said, just tell Kevin to credit my account. A few days went by and I was like, I'm going to call and ask Kevin. Well, I called and asked Kevin and it hadn't been done. And then last week I come through and I get another bill for the same vehicle. So I don't understand why I paid my bill and I have another bill. But I can tell you that I also know hundreds of people in this county who have not received the first personal property tax bill. We're talking hundreds, y'all. My daughter's one of them. I know some people in here are another one, and their spouses are another one. I just want to know who are we going to go to when we have such errors and negligence in her office. It needs help. This needs help. There are elderly people who have been overcharged. They have no way of knowing. But anyway, that's why I'm up here today. We do need help with a lot of this stuff, and anything that you all can do moving forward would be greatly appreciated. Thank you for your time.
Gary Baker from Boozy Creek. Good to see you back, Chris. First off, I want to thank VDOT for the excellent job they done up on our end of the county for the last 2 months. They done an excellent job, and I think, and I appreciate Ms. Tice going to Richmond to speak to the commissioner, but I think you all and everybody else in the county should write the governor and try to get VDOT reinstated to their original equipment and manpower that they got deleted out in 2009 became. He took over $2 billion away from them and destroyed VDOT. What he used that money on, I don't know. But anyway, I would recommend that, because look, when the previous governor went out, I think he had about $4 billion in the bank. I think that's right. And look at all the taxes this new governor is going to put on us. My God, it looks like they could reinstate VDOT and also get rid of that old personal property tax on the state of Virginia, because it's running everybody out of Scott County going to Tennessee. But I want to thank VDOT. Another thing, what's the update on the kids? I appreciate Christina and Megan and everything they've done, but my niece goes in for I guess a mapping of her cancer of the liver Tuesday, the 10th. And she's in very bad shape, and they hope that tumor shrinks. If it don't, they can't operate, because the doctor said he was afraid it would, she might bleed to death. It nicks that big blood vessel. But anyway, remember them kids, and I'd like to have an update on that, some kind of feedback before I leave here. Maybe y'all can discuss that right off the bat. But trash situation that other lady brought up, Bill's got a hard job there, but I swear, it is getting bad, and ain't nobody picks it up anymore. And with all the cameras and everything you all got, maybe you could get rid of them people at them dumpsters and hire somebody to pick up the dang trash, you know. Anyway, next thing I wanted to talk about, if I have time, it don't look like I'm gonna have time, is the budget. Please, micromanage everybody, from the two top hogs all the way down to the small departments. When I was commissioner, my God, Red Wine and Hood had us cut down to paper clips. I had to get all my paper off the clerk's office. He could get his in free of charge from Richmond. And anyway, wouldn't have been for Bo, I don't know what I'd have done. But anyway, please, whatever you do, we can't raise taxes on these poor old senior citizens. And you all gonna have to dig in here and find some money and quit giving it to them two big hogs all the time. Last month, I watched it, I wasn't here, I watched it on TV, on YouTube. That was an embarrassment, like Christina said. My goodness, y'all in here to work together to represent us. And please, try to work together. Them old men back in the old days, in the 60s and 70s, they was rough. But at the end of the day, when they went out of here, they was all a team. And I believe a lot of your problem is going into these closed sessions. Them old men didn't go into closed sessions unless it was for personnel problems. And my God, I know you ain't having that many personnel problems. If you have, fire them, get rid of them. Anyway, that's my gripes today. And I'm almost out of time, old buddy. And anyway, Chris, stay on the job. You let us down last month.
Sorry about that. John, you ready? Yeah. Just keep in mind at the time.
John Burton. I thought the man brought up an awful good point right now, okay? About the money and that and where's all the tax money going to? We'll ask about the money and ask about this, ask about that, over the road, and these roads get pretty bad shape, just like the woman said. They need gravel on it, and need this, and need that. And just like up on Bunker, we got 3 families coming out there, have to drive out there every day and go back in. And I kind of talked to y'all about a year ago. Y'all said y'all see into it, but we ain't got no concern in that. I mean, they're still coming out there, okay? Would y'all want y'all young to come out like that and that's not nothing? Throw you on the bus and go on? Oh, what the situation here, son?
John, just for the other supervisors to understand, are they having to come out, they're coming out of Bunker? Are they coming all the way to Berrytown, or are they having to go all the way to 600?
All the way up to Berrytown.
Okay.
All the way up to Berrytown. She can't drive in there. And I used to take a tandem truck in there. And I used to work the leader. And he brought out some good points there. We'll have to work back in, okay? We didn't sit around, go to McDonald's and eat and this and that. I don't get me wrong. I'm proud of these boys. And these boys are doing all they can do. They just got so many in, and that you take 30 men and take 2 men, you can't get the work done, okay? Well, what's the problem at? Well, getting all this tax money, every way we turn, we're getting every way we turn. Food, everything, and we can't manage the money. And you two, you know, we'll just have Paul Jones to work with. Now we got brand new truck, and that's not done, and they ain't got the men working. I mean, that's sad. I mean, you know, I don't know. And we'll point y'all to look out the thing, but what you to do and just sitting back in the corner and going to McDonald's and eating and just saying, hey, have you have a good day today? What will folk be doing? And just like the fire department, I got the old truck down on the county, okay? And this has the fire hall down there, putting in water. Up here down in Boone, they got 3 fire hydrants and wet 100 foot. And they got a dog cannon right there. They think more of that dog cannon. And so by my I filling that fire truck, maybe getting, loading them up, getting back and putting that fire out, you know. What's the deal here, baby? I mean, 3 in Wetna, 200 or 300 foot apart. And we can't even get we got that little boat packed down that fire hall, down Fairview. Got a 6-inch grind. It takes 30 minutes to fill the truck up. And I'm gonna tell you what, you got somebody in the house. What are you gonna do? Go back and cry about it? I've been that way, son. Couldn't get him out. I need to take y'all some time with me, okay? And see what we'll go through with. We'll do everything we can do to try to help somebody. Let's don't sit back in the corner. Let's try to help them people in Berrytown need fixing, the road need fixing, and down here there, good, that deep. What the matter? I asked you about a year ago, and would you? That's okay. And I guess I talk too much, but you don't want. It's all right too. The good Lord put my mouth out there to talk, okay? Just like it did y'all. Hey, let's look around and just see how good the neighbor is, okay? I like to hug my neighbor, and I like to do a bird fist for my neighbor, okay? I done up and bumping that all 3 of them families. I ain't kin to him or nothing, but you know what? I care about them young. They need to ride the bus just like any other young, okay? Do you want to walk the coup? Do you want, at your young, to walk the coup? Give me some answer, bud. Would you reckon that you young and walk the coup? You pay tax pay? and that. I can't, son, I ain't got the money. Y'all have a good day.
Thanks, John. You got a big heart. Anyone else for public comment? All right. Seems like we have at least one official action that we need to take for Mr. Sorry, I'm going to close citizens' expression. And seems like we have one letter that we need to send out for Mr. Kevin Barnett on behalf of the town of Gate City, saying that we'll accept that grant fund. And how does that work? Support that.
Support the town.
Support that. And that'll be a zero cost to the county, zero cost to the town as well.
Yeah, I want right now to talk to him.
All
I
right.
figured y'all wouldn't say nothing, I could say something, okay? If nothing don't get done, I'm gonna go back and talk to you and come back to y'all and talk to y'all again, okay?
Okay, John.
I'll make a motion that we write a letter in support of the Gate City Fire Department.
All right. All right. Mr. Ricky makes the motion. Mr. Castile seconds. Everybody in favor, vote by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Anybody opposed? All right, motion carries. Do we have any other actions? I think we have some other comments that Mr. Skeen is going to cover during his time at the end of the session. Any other comments or actions that we need to take immediately?
The only other thing is the cancer update. Is there any?
That is right.
Mr. Baker.
I'm sorry. Have you heard anything?
We're gonna have
Said?
another update in May, I think, when BDH comes back in May, but that's the only thing that I've heard.
Yeah, the big thing there is Virginia Department of Health is heading all that up.
They're doing all of that.
They're working intra-agency, so that means they're working with the Virginia DEQ and several other agencies as well to see what they can come up with. They're going to update their stats to see if it does meet the criteria for a cancer cluster. But we'll have to wait for the report in May. That's unfortunate, but that is how their data flows in. And it is worth it to note that the data is 4 years behind.
4 years.
4 years behind.
Two
data lake for Virginia.
2 years of data lake.
Okay, 2 years of data. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Didn't mean to mix that up, but yeah, it's unfortunate. We don't have, as a county, we don't have the researchers for that, right? So we have to depend on the Virginia Department of Health. We have to depend on all the state agencies. According to them, according to everything that we've been told, everybody has been working together, and everybody has been working towards finding a resolution on that. So we will we'll see what they say in May.
I'd like to say something.
Yes, sir.
That night I was there at the high school, and they said, or the way I took it, that they said we didn't have no more cancer in Scott County than anywhere else. Does anybody can verify that? I hear that we have twice as much or 3 times as much in Scott County than other counties in Virginia and even counties in Tennessee. But that's what I got out of it tonight that I was at the high school. I know that you've worked on it. Christina has. Now, is it more cancer in Scott County than the other counties? Or do y'all know anything about it?
I don't know about that stat, but
The official response from the Virginia Department of Health, according to their data that they have, that is years behind, is that there currently is not a basis for a cluster.
right.
And that's not cancer occurrences overall or anything like that, so.
That's the way I took it
Yeah.
myself, but you know,
That's how I took it too, Danny.
I didn't know if anybody knew anything more than that or not.
No, well, you know, we're pretty dependent on their researchers and their analysts and data scientists and whatnot to look at that and do that. But yeah, as far as, and that is the problem, I think, with this issue, is that the data lag is so enormous. You know, it's measured in years, not months. I wish it was measured
Or
in
time,
months.
you have to check in time, I agree to that 100%.
Tennessee's is 5 years behind. We're not as bad as Tennessee.
It's still too long.
It is still too long.
I wish they could do an initial report
I do.
with data that is just,
Current.
well, that may not be as clean. I know what they're trying to do is go through, clean the data and make sure that it's correct and follow up on everything.
Right.
But I don't think it would hurt to have like an initial report that maybe didn't hold so much weight
Right.
that we could look at. But I don't know. There's,
Chris, I've got a question.
yes, sir.
How long is it gonna take to, bring in these people that's down there at St. Jude's now? I mean, where's it up to? 23, 22? How come 24 and 5 ain't on there?
That is because of the data lag. When they bring data in, they have to check it and double check it around it, and that takes.
23,
Yeah.
they're just now getting 24 data
Yeah.
on there to
That should
analyze
be done in the
it.
spring.
And it won't be to the spring.
And then the following spring is.
The only reason that we know the numbers of the Scott County right now is because Megan has went ahead and got a hold of pretty much everyone.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason, because if we had to rely on the data lag, we would have no cases.
Right, because they're not
I believe
counting.
it just stalls, whatever they're doing.
I know.
Somebody needs to be pardoned, not all, but anyway.
And I would say the same, but if you look at other states, our data lag is actually in the lowest. So I don't know, Gary, I couldn't tell you why that it's like that. I just wish.
I have the number to the DEQ lady that's over it, so if you guys want me to call, I can do that if you have any specifics.
I think they're all working together. From everything that we've heard as a board, they have said this has been one of the largest
Interagency.
cooperations that they've ever seen. The folks there. So
And they're
I take that as good news. That everybody's talking to each other, everybody's looking at everything. So, but we're just going to have to be patient and let them do their analysis and hope that they understand the urgency of the situation. And Stephanie keeps on, and I will tell you that there's no better person on this board than to keep after than Miss Addington. So, you know, y'all are in good hands, and she's great to work with as far as the public goes. So if you got any questions, you know, don't hesitate to email her. I don't think anyone has hesitated. I haven't heard any complaints, so that's great. Thank you for doing that. So I really appreciate it. Okay. Moving on. Unfinished business.
Yeah, so Mr. Chairman, first thing we have here is a resolution to consider to honor Fort Quillen by naming the bridge out here on Kane Street as you come into town, the Fort Quillen Memorial Bridge. Town of Gate City has already passed a resolution at their February council meeting, and so this would just supplement that one. And also, for the county, we would just be agreeing to pay for the cost of that sign and the maintenance of the sign. But the resolution is in your packets.
Okay. Do I have a motion to approve that resolution?
Mr. Chairman, I'll make that motion.
Mr. Prickett makes that motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Mr. Jeter seconds. Everybody vote in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We'll name the Fort Quillen Memorial Bridge then.
Sounds good, and I will get that sent in to VDOT, and we'll get the ball rolling on that. But it's great, and we do have a framed version of that resolution that we can present to the family at a later meeting.
That's great. Thank you. Moving on then, Cove Creek. Mr. Fields.
Ladies and gentlemen, Cove Creek project is progressing slowly. I'd like to thank Mr. Wilson for getting in touch with the Army Corps of Engineers. Last time I talked to Mrs. Trent, she was a little more favorable with the project than first.
Is that a little or?
A little. She said I needed to get the permit application filled out and turned into her, and then whatever was lacking on the permit and anything it needed, she would go over it with me and we would work on it.
That's great.
The only problem with that is the scope of the permit. Talking to her, and she's not going to approve the scope that we need to clean out the creek. The first project on the creek would entail about 3,000 linear feet of stream channel, and she's a little bit hesitant on that. 3,000 feet, we need 3 or 4 miles, not 3,000 feet, but anyway, I'm assuming we'll have to go with different permits to get the volume cleaned out that we need. Mr. Johnson will probably need to fill out a permit for his section, and then there's Mr. McNew down from us. We were going to originally include his property in the original permit, but as I said, she's reluctant on the length. But Mr. McNew and Mr. Carter's property both need it on down the creek there. And Scott Gerald did come out and do some measurements, and I'm waiting on his figures to finalize that first application. And he's not got the figures back to me yet for stream flow and volume and other parameters that we need on that. So that's where I'm at on it.
In other words, instead of a few hundred yards, she needs about 5 miles is what she needs.
At least. But like I said, she said she could do a permit for 300 feet easy. But 300 feet don't cut it.
300 or 3,000? You initially said 3,000. Did you mean 300 the first time, or is it 3,000 this time?
This permit will be the first 3,000 linear feet of the creek, the one I'm working on now.
Sorry, I was a little confused.
That's all right. But she said she could approve 300 feet without a permit, but any more. then
Just
you'd have to
wonder
go
how many she wants to keep filling out down at 300 feet. She might run out of ink in that pen.
Possibly, but, so we are making progress. Just need your all support to keep on it and keep after it.
Is there anything official that we can do? I mean, I know we've sent the letters and
Yeah.
we've had you call. And
Just stay on it, and it sounds like what Mr. Fields said, we're slowly getting somewhere.
And
but-
just for clarity's sake, this permit is for the removal of the rock for the folks in Duffield that do the sale of the rock. Is that right? Is that what you got?
It's to open the stream channel back up.
Okay.
So the water can flow and it won't wash houses away like
Right.
Mr. Castle's house, Cody Castle's first one on there. It's really threatened because the stream is aimed right at his house.
Right.
Now the way it is.
No,
I would imagine once the permit's issued, as long as, they probably wouldn't necessarily care who does it, as long as they follow the permit guidelines.
I got you. I got you. I was because we had talked about that last time that someone might want to get in there and get those
Right.
river rocks out. Okay, so,
Yeah.
yeah, just so I understand, so this is just for the permit, they don't care how it gets done or who does it, this is just a permit for getting it done?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
It's a permit to get in the creek and clean it out.
okay, good,
No who, what, or where, or when, or how.
okay,
They did want to know what was going to be done with the material because it had to be hauled out of the creek.
right,
So we can handle that.
The last I heard from the Army Corps was, once its materials pulled out, it could be transported away off-site. It could be used on-site as long as it's not in the creek or on the creek banks, of off the property, or off the creek bank. But as long as it's can't wash back in, I think is the goal.
yeah, well, that makes sense, in a certain way. All right,
It seems so simple, just clean the creek out, but
it does.
you get all this red tape with it.
Takes a long time to straighten up a problem, but it don't take too long to create a problem.
Ain't that true?
And I think that they're really the problem.
They started, like Mr. Durrell said when we were over there doing the measurements, he said, it's their problem, they created it, they got all that material out, piled it up perfect, and we washed right back in the creek where it's at now. So, they should take care of it, but we know how that goes.
They're worried about the snail darter.
Among other things. I'll yield the floor to Mr. Johnson. Do you have something to say, add?
I don't know if they want my 2 cents worth or not.
We'd love to hear.
See you all next month.
Thanks for continuing to work on that. Thank you.
My name's Greg Johnson. I live on Cold Creek and I grew up there. The initial channeling of the creek was done by VDOT. To alleviate flooding problems on the lower end. They made a cut in a cliff down there to widen, to let the stream flow straight, so that changed.
Watson's.
Yeah. That changed the flow rate of the creek. And actually, where it's at now, it causes it to compress, so it'd be a faster flow rate. And if VDOT did it to start with, why couldn't VDOT engineers come up with a plan to clean the creek out? And since they initially caused a problem, why can't they get the permits? I mean, when it was done, to my knowledge, I don't know, they said, hey, we need to keep this road from flooding, let's just go channel the creek, so that's what they did. So, I mean, could they work with us on the permitting process in order to get the creek cleaned back out?
I would imagine that is under the Army Corps of Engineers purview at this time, right?
But, I mean, well, if we can only do 3,000 linear feet, why could not the state, the Department of Transportation, apply for a permit for the whole length to get around all those? Everybody has to apply for one.
I think they would have to apply for the same thing. And I think we would have to wait for VDOT funding for that. And that has proven to be
Slow.
Non-existent is the better word for it.
Well, would it be impossible to ask their engineers to come and see what they thought could be done to look at it and give a report?
Do you think that would?
I don't care to follow up with VDOT and kind of see what their thoughts would be on it. I can certainly do that.
But, man, pretty much all I had. My 2 cents worth. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Johnson. We'll cover Isaiah 117 House Resolution and
You got one more, Chris.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
He's kinda like Uncle Joe, he's moving slow.
I'm Junior Jennings. I'm on the major Sandown Road, the one you call Dry Creek. But it still needs the same thing. And there's trees growing it, and he went up and looked at it.
I've got the pictures on my phone.
Yep. It's in bad shape.
In the town, we're washed out through there.
Yeah.
In the creek, you know, that's gonna, next time comes a good flood, it's gonna probably come on down.
Take my bridge out.
And probably take your bridge out. It's a pretty nice bridge. I wouldn't have to pay to fix it back myself.
Yeah, it washed it out twice in the years past.
And
And it washed the road in two right below my bridge.
right.
We had to walk in and out for a long time until they got the road fixed back before you could get through.
Mr. Jennings, can I ask you a question? Saturday, Mr. Johnson's talking about when Otis made the cut, and I'm sure you're old enough to remember. Didn't the creek used to go through by, underneath the road and go through by Jeff Watson? I can't remember it myself.
Now, there's a branch go through there, but I don't think the main creek.
Okay, I was wondering
Yeah.
if that was or not. I know you'd be old enough to remember when VDOT did cut the,
Yeah.
It went, where they made the cut, the creek turned left and went around the hill and, they built the road, put it in a tile there now, but
Right.
it went under the hill, come right straight back around to the other side where the cut was.
where Otis's mother used to live, and come around the side of the hill and back behind Otis's house and then down through there
Yeah.
like it is now.
Yeah.
But I remember them doing it, but I was too little when they made the cut. So what I'm saying, if they could do that, change that creek for almost a mile, I don't see no big problem with cleaning the creek out to you.
They've actually made that cut twice.
Yes, they have. You're right. I remember. Now that's the things that I can remember in 67 years.
Yeah.
And I know that you've been around a little longer than I have.
Yeah. Yeah, I have been. But then, yeah, the deal that Myron got, somebody would clean the creek out for the rock. I don't see how you could beat that.
No, I don't either.
See no cost, just let him haul a rock on.
But then that really over at Myers, where the island is, the side of the creek has done changed over. That definitely needs a berm built in there to stop that, to keep the water back towards the hillside
Yeah.
instead of towards the lower side in the bottoms.
But I know there's that in Kyle, where you put Coast Creek,
Yeah.
there's all kinds of stuff washed in there now. It's gonna stop them up, go over the road there.
Well, that up the top's gonna come straight on down the creek the next flood. If you're gonna see it, go up there where Stony Creek up Devil's Fork, up through there. All the rocks rolled out of the mountain.
Yeah.
Back down there probably past Devil's Fork. Cause it looked to me like you poured rocks in the creek where the river rock kept tumbling. A month later, if anything could stood that, it's the toughest thing probably on earth. If a fish could stand that all that algae was there, and I'm telling you, it looked like you bleached it with Clorox.
Now, when they done that work up at Nerves Chapel, put all those big rock in there, when they done that, said, now these rocks they won't wash away.
No,
But there's some down there by my bridge now, Danny seen it. They washed that far. But they said they wouldn't wash away.
I mean, I got pictures of them too.
Yeah.
How far is it down there? Good half mile.
Yeah. Okay, whatever you can do for them, I appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, before I go on, anyone else here for Cove Creek? That way I don't overlook somebody. All right. Moving on to the Isaiah 117 House Resolution and the MOU.
Yeah, Mr. Chairman, we had discussed this at our last meeting. There's now a resolution in your packets and an MOU, but we'll take it separately. The resolution basically just states our support for the project, and then also that we would serve as the fiscal agent for the project. It's my understanding that the rest of the localities have signed off with their support.
So I hear, well, I'll give you all a second to read that and catch up. But does anyone have a motion?
I'll make a motion, we adopt this resolution.
Right, Ms. Ricky makes the motion to adopt the resolution. Do I hear a second? Ms. Atkins seconds. Everybody vote in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
And then also in your packet is the MOU with Isaiah 117.
All right, do I hear a motion to adopt this as well?
So moved.
Ms. Atkins makes the motion. Do I hear a second? Michelle seconds. Everybody vote in favor by way of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? All right, motion carries.
Also included in your packets for information really only is the two letters that were requested to be sent at the last board meeting. One dealing with the casino and the other one with unpaved roads.
All right.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And so these have already been
They've
sent?
already been sent.
We don't need any
Yes,
additional
they were
action.
just in there, so you guys could look at them.
Do we have anyone in the county that keeps you updated on the legislative arrangement?
I get updates through email, but nothing formally, I guess. I do have, we did have a brief legislative update at a conference that I attended, which I can talk about a little bit more in my report.
That actually failed the day before we had our meeting.
Oh, okay.
It failed 7-3.
Gotcha.
This is the road funding, 25 million to 50 million. Delegate Will Davis of Franklin County sponsored it with no co-sponsor. So our delegate, as far as I know, Delegate Kilgore did not co-sponsor. And it did fail 7-3 on February 3rd.
Have you had any responses from Mr. Gilliam or Mr. Kilgore from this?
No, haven't spoken to either one. I'm sure they're very busy with session.
Yeah.
I'm sure
I've
they know
noticed
how
that
we
they've been
feel
very
on that.
busy.
Yeah, I think just looking at the bill, it was gonna be a very long shot to, happen.
What's
like,
sorry.
No,
was
you're
there a competing bill to actually cut the funding in there?
correct, and I think, I hope I'm wrong, but just, I think that's more of the direction of what we're seeing in Richmond, kind of that you had alluded to earlier. Hopefully that's not the case.
It's worrisome, especially for us. We want to continue to grow and expand as a county.
Absolutely.
To expand access and make it easier for folks to live here.
Correct.
All right, moving on, 6-year plan.
Yeah, I wanted to include this under unfinished business, just because we did kind of talk about it last month, and I just wanted to see if anybody had anything to talk about on it, or had any roads in mind that you could get to me, or I either get to me and I can send to VDOT, or of course you all could talk to VDOT too.
I have 3 that I want to recommend to look into. I mean, we can, myself, but I'm sure everybody else has others.
Sounds good.
But I couldn't.
Absolutely, yeah, this was kind of just keep it on the radar type of thing.
Yeah.
And make sure that we're moving it along.
Yeah, I actually tried to email mine last night, but we're in the middle of that email migration.
Yeah.
Correct. Yeah, you guys
I'm not getting emails
kind of been
anything.
cut off.
Yeah, so we gotta get that fixed later today.
Correct.
Will that be fixed today?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah, Matt should be able to help you all out,
Okay.
get that up and running, yeah.
Mr. Sumter did call me last week about some other things, but he included this. Of course, he's out with knee surgery, so he's got some people stepping in for him. But he said it looks like it'd be less than $1 million this year, which should do it 1.5 mile on the 6-year plan. He did say that if they got a quick notice, they could do some traffic counts. But it needs to be done pretty quickly if there's anybody that needs traffic counts. And they can't do unlimited. They're limited on what they can do, just based on the time.
Have you heard, or has anybody else for that matter, heard anything about them doing traffic counts on main roads recently? I haven't heard anything about that.
He said they don't use the pipe across the road now.
Yeah, it's
They
a
use like a
camera system.
beam, some kind of beam.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. With that reminder, everybody get your roads in, and we'll see if we can get a couple good ones on there, maybe. But with 1.5 miles, I don't know if that'll be one road really.
He did say that the reason the budget had been reduced, they went over budget on some projects last year.
Yeah, inflation's going to kill us all eventually. All right, with that, let's take a break before we head into new business. A little late there. Moving on, we're going to new business audit. Mr. Scott Wickman, Robinson Farmer Cox Associates.